All right, here's the 15,000 kilometer review, the CFMoto 450 Ibex or MT, depending on where you live. And I thought, try and go somewhere scenic to do it. And what better spot than the scene of the fire above China Creek in Port Alberni. And it looks like it's pretty much out. I'm no expert, but I don't see much smoke. This thing's been ravaging for about a week, and I got a hell of a story about that because we were camping on the wrong side of it. But anyways, that's another story. So yeah, 15,000 clicks. Just did oil change on it, new tires. We'll talk about those. And I also pulled the rear linkage apart on the rear suspension, and because it was starting to squeak, like every time you'd bounce up and down, it was just squeaking like crazy. So yeah, when I pulled those apart, there's three joints up in there that on that pivot that you got to grease, and they were bone dry, like bone dry. And the bolts were still in good shape, but the sleeves that the bolts go in, and in the sleeves running the bearings, the sleeves were pretty rusty on the ends. So bit of emery cloth, greased them up, put them all back together. Squeak's gone, ride's great. The only other issue I've had is there's a switch up in here for the front brake light switch. Don't have my seeing glasses on. That's it there anyways. That gave up on me, and it was just leaving the front brake on all the time. So I just unplugged it, and I ordered another switch, and I just got an email today saying that it's in. So I gotta go drive an hour to the dealer tomorrow and get it, I guess. You know, you want it done under warranty, sure, they'll do it for free, but it cost me like, you know, $150 round trip to tow my bike there and leave it with them for the day, or ride it there and then sit around there all day waiting for it. The part's $30, man. I'll just pay for it and do it myself. I'll save the warranty for bigger jobs. Yeah, everything else is working great. I honestly have no complaints about the bike. I absolutely love the bike. I've got, this is the third set of tires that I put on. The first set were the stock tires, and I put 3,000 kilometers on them, and they were okay. You know, they were all right in the gravel and stuff like that. But if you hit anything wet like this, you know, like wet, muddy, mud especially, or grass, moss, anything, they were like skates. So I gave a set of Tusk 2 tracks a try, and they were marginally better and not a whole lot. I tried them because they were a good deal. You know, I got the pair of them delivered to my house for like $360, so I thought I'd give them a shot. And then I pay a guy up the road from me to mount and balance them, and he's like $60 a tire, or $70 a tire, I think. So got to start doing that myself. That's getting pricey. Anyways, I put 12,000 kilometers on those, and I probably could have got another 3,000 kilometers out of them, you know, maybe 15,000 total. But I just didn't have any confidence in them, especially the front. You know, on the loose gravel roads is where this thing lives. I'm not on the highway very much. But the loose gravel roads, that front tire was just feeling like it was wanting to skate out from under me all the time. So anyways, decided to upgrade. I got a set of Moto's Tractionator. I've got the Tractionator Adventure on the rear, and the Tractionator Desert HD, I think it's called, on the front. Anyways, the desert one. I think it's more aggressive than the Rouse, the Rouse Z, I'm not sure. But anyways, great tire. This is my first ride with it. I just rode about 20 kilometers of gravel to come out to this spot. And and I was able to get on it way more than with the Tusk. That rear Tusk, that thing with very little twist of the throttle would just break loose on me and spin out. It was fun fishtailing around corners and stuff, but when you want traction, man, you want traction, right? And that thing just didn't offer any. So I think this Tractionator Adventure should be the beast from what I hear. A lot of guys have been running it and pretty happy with it. I know Chris Critter Moto, he's got the same setup on his, except he's got the dual venture on the front. He's got 10,000 clicks on his rear, and you know, he says looking at it, he thinks he might even get another 10 out of it. So anyways, we'll see how it goes. I think I'll be pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it going by this ride so far, that's for sure. But yeah, that's about it. I don't have any in-depth wisdom for you other than bike's been great, and I'm really digging it. When I get home, I'll pull out the other tires and just show you a comparison of what the 3 different tires look like. And yeah, go from there. I don't think I'm gonna mess with exhaust or anything like that. You know, it'd be nice to have a lighter exhaust. I'm not really looking for anything louder because I plan on using this bike for hunting, and I want to keep it, you know, relatively quiet. And I think it sounds mean as shit, so I like it. There's definitely lighter exhaust systems out there. You can get full, you know, catless headers and lighter muffler on there that you can save 6, 7, 8 pounds, but they're quite a bit louder, so I'm not really looking for that. If they come out with a lighter one that's just as quiet but throaty as this one, I'll give that a go. The luggage rack's been standing up pretty good. I got, those are right from the factory, CFMoto, and I've done one trip with them where I hung quite a bit of crap off of them. I got saddlebags that fit them perfect. I just basically strap them on there and load them up, and yeah, no issues with it interfering with the muffler or anything like that. One thing I will say, if you guys are doing your own tire swaps or at least pulling your own rims off, take this ABS sensor off. It's just one Allen screw right there. Because when you're trying to put the tire back on, that's like a millimeter away from that slotted disc where it measures the wheel spin. Just take that one screw off and pull the sensor out, and then you're not worried about damaging that. I noticed when I was putting it in back on the very first time I did tires, I had a hell of a time getting the tire back in there with that sensor in place without, you know, hitting it and stuff. So I just pulled it out and it made the job way easier. So yeah, that's about it. Signing off from smoke-free Port Alberni, BC. Hopefully that fires out. I'll maybe try and include a few pictures of that hill right there. I came down here 2 nights ago, and that whole hillside there was just engulfed in flames, and farther up the channel too. So yeah, pretty devastating. They got it under control a lot faster than I thought they would. Anyways, we'll touch base again soon. So here's the 2 previous tires that I had on. Guys gotta excuse my messy shop here. This is the stock. It's kind of a knockoff of a Scorpion. And you see those on, like, the T7s have got them stock. I think some of the BMWs even come with them stock. But, you know, these aren't the real deal. They're a knockoff. But I should grab my tread depth gauge just to do a quick comparison. Look at that, I was able to put the finger on that pretty quick. That's impressive. So, if I only had my reading glass, we'll do it in millimeters. You guys probably got better eyes than I do looking at it. I think that looks like just under about 6 mil. That's only 3,000 clicks. That's got 6 mil left. You know, who knows? I don't know what you would get out of those. I haven't heard of anybody running them long enough to see. And then this is the Tusk with 12,000 kilometers on it. Like I say, just no traction. You'd like get on it and it would just spin out like crazy. I probably could have milked it for another few thousand. We got about the same, really, like just under 7, between 6 and 7 mil. So, I mean, they definitely last. You know, if you're looking for a long-lasting tire that stands up to highway and dirt, and you don't care if you got much traction or not, then they're okay. Here's the front. This is the one that made me change it more than anything, because, you know, even this thing, even though this has still got decent tread left on it, it was just skating all over the road, and it's got some really uneven wear patterns too. So this one's got more like, you know, 8 mil, but just kind of oddball wear on it and get it away from those other ones. Like every other row was a little bit lower than the previous row. So, like I say, probably could have milked it for a bit more, but I had these, actually had the rear sitting in the garage for a while, and then I stumbled onto this one at one of the local dealers, and just killer. I mean, like I say, that road I did 20 clicks out, 20 clicks back on the gravel, really loose gravel, and man, just ate it up. I never once felt like I was going to slide out, and I was going way quicker than it was with the other tires. So that's the Desert, excuse me, Desert HT on the front, and this is the Tractionator Adventure. Real beefy tire. I like it. I'm impressed. 140/80 on the rear, and a 90/90/21 on the front. That's it. Signing off.